So I'm here at the hospital. I am trying to find parking so that I can go to triage to get the steroid shot, and it's raining. There's no parking anywhere. I don't know, like if I was really in labor right now and I needed to get there, I don't know how I would, because there's nowhere for me to park or leave my car. So I'm a little bit stressed out right now. I'm trying to keep it together. So I just asked if I'm gonna be here for a while. Apparently I am gonna be here for a while. They're gonna hook me up to the machines to check for contractions and give me the shot. So let's see how long this takes, and hopefully that's all that there is to do. Hopefully I do not have to stay here. Last time with Riley, I came in to triage and then I ended up being hooked up like to actually go into labor. It's too early for that, so hopefully that doesn't happen. My phone is like about to die, but I'm freaking out because I don't know why I'm in this birthing suite. Like, I came here to get a shot and I'm not ready to have this baby. He needs to cook a little bit longer. I'm just freaking out and I'm by myself and my phone is about to die, and it's just not a fun situation right now. All right, so thankfully Joe just got here, and so at least I'm not by myself, and he brought me like a charging cord. I don't know if you're able to see. He brought me like a thing to charge my phone. They're still waiting for like, I don't know, something with the insurance in order to get me the shot, but I'm having like some cramping down here. It kind of feels like period pain, like kind of some cramping. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared to have him yet. So I'm slightly freaking out. But now we're just gonna just wait and see. And they are gonna hook me up to the bed to check for contractions. That's Joe using the bathroom. All right, so right now they have me hooked on to the monitor. They're just gonna do like a 30-minute to an hour like a strip test, I guess, like to monitor for contractions. I don't know, she said she needed like a 30-minute strip, which I guess means like 30 minutes of monitoring for contractions, just to make sure that it's not like consistent contractions or anything like that. So that's what I understand. I'm not medical technical at all, but this is my current situation right now. I still haven't gotten the shot. We're still waiting for the shot, but at least we're just being monitored, and she'll be able to tell if there's anything crazy going on. He's moving a ton. Been here a little while. Still waiting for the nurse to come in. I only have one pack of these left, and I'm starving. Okay, so I finally got the steroid shot in my butt, my right butt cheek, and it hurts a lot. It burns. Like, she was good with the shot, like the shot itself didn't hurt, but it burns right now. So my right buttocks area is a little bit in pain right now. I have been having contractions. I've been having contractions like about 8 minutes apart while I've been hooked up to this thing. So right now she's gonna go talk to my doctor and see what the doctor wants to do. I'm a little bit confused because she said that like sometimes they'll keep you, sometimes they'll send you home. If contractions are like really bad where you start like you can't like talk through them, or they're getting progressively worse, then I'll have to come back here, or obviously if my water breaks or anything like that. I do have to get a second steroid shot tomorrow, also at 5:30. So I got this one at 5:30 p.m. today. I have to get one tomorrow at 5:30 in my left butt cheek. So now I'm just waiting to see what my doctor wants to do. But damn, that hurt. It hurts right now. The steroid shots are not fun. All right, so I am being admitted. I don't even remember the last time that I talked about what we were, oh, she was waiting to see if I had contractions. So I was having contractions. They were about 8 minutes apart. So she called my doctor, she called the OB to see what she wanted to do, and the OB recommended that I stay overnight, and then they're gonna check me tomorrow again to see if I'm dilated more. They gave me a shot in my arm. They gave me a shot over here called Turbo, which is supposed to like help the contractions go away, but they said sometimes it does go away, sometimes it doesn't. And then they hooked me up to an IV, which hurts. They hooked me up to this IV, which hurts so bad. And I also can't eat anything else. And I'm starving. I'm so sad because I can't eat anything. I can't even have water. So basically, I'm just gonna be here in the bed, chilling, waiting to see if hopefully the contractions go away. And so I think she said if the contractions go away and the medicine works and I am not any more dilated, then I would go home. But tomorrow I still have to get the second steroid shot. So basically the point of them keeping me here overnight and the point of them giving me the turbo to stop the contractions and things like that is to like give me enough time to get that second dose of steroid so that if God forbid the baby comes early, that the baby's got the steroid shots that should help with his lungs, as far as I understand. That Terb medicine that they gave me is like making me, like my heart is racing so fast. She said it would happen though, right? So like I feel like super jittery. 106 beats per minute? I don't know. I just feel super shaky and like not okay right now. All right, so it's 7 o'clock. They've moved me into a different room and it looks like, at least right now, it looks like the medicine, the Terb that they gave me has made the contractions kind of subside. So they're still gonna monitor me. They're still gonna keep an eye on them. But right now it looks like it's working. They're like taking my blood pressure now. It's freaking numbs my entire arm. They make these things so tight. Oh. So Joe is over there. This is the room that they moved us into. This was actually like one of the rooms that we were in with Riley, like the recovery rooms after labor and delivery. I am literally so happy because before they moved me into this room, they called my OB and they called to see if there was any way that I could have food. And the OB said yes. So as soon as I got in here, the girl handed me a menu and I was able to place an order for dinner. So I am so happy that they're gonna let me eat because I was really bummed out about it because like I didn't have lunch today. I was starving. So it should be here in like half an hour, my food, and I'm gonna devour my dinner because I don't know if they're gonna let me eat after that. And I have to be here still like pretty much all day tomorrow. So we'll see, but I'm gonna enjoy that dinner. My food just got here. I'm so happy. I don't care if it's hospital food. I don't care if it tastes like crap. I'm gonna eat it. It's gonna be delicious. Joe is making fun of me because I'm spilling food all over myself, but I don't care. I'm gonna eat this nasty beef tenderloins and carrots. I'm still having some contractions that I can feel though. Every once in a while. Not as intense as I was when I first got here, but I'm still feeling some. So I don't know, I'm waiting for a nurse to come tell me something. So I finished the majority of my food. I'm about to tear into that pound cake. And I'm here, I've been watching some YouTube. I'm just monitoring my contractions over there. There's still some contractions happening. You can see like those hills all the way at the bottom. So again, I'm just waiting for a nurse to tell me if that's bad, if that's good. Joe actually went home so he could pick up a few things for us since he's gonna stay overnight here too, so that we can maybe like watch a show together or like just be more comfortable. And like I asked him to bring my headphones and chargers and things like that. I told him to bring me deodorant because I feel like I stink. Like again, I was just planning on going to my doctor's appointment and going right back home, and then all of this happened. So definitely not prepared. I don't have deodorant. I need another change of clothes. Like I asked him to bring baby wipes because I honestly didn't even take a shower yesterday. So I just feel like a just disheveled person. So I did not have my hospital bag packed. I am not, again, ready to have this baby. Like I just am not prepared at all for this. So I'm hoping that the doctor will check me at some point and be like, you know what, you're fine, or we're not gonna keep you anymore, and that baby keeps cooking for a little while. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right, so a little update. It's almost 10 o'clock and the nurse talked to my doctor. The doctor said that I could be taken off of like continual monitoring. So they took off like all of my monitoring that they were doing. I no longer have like all the straps over my belly where like they were watching my contractions. They took that off, took off like all of my blood pressure cuff, all of that. Now what they're gonna do is they're gonna monitor me 3 times a day. So they'll monitor me again in the morning and then in the afternoon, and then around 5:30 tomorrow is when I'll get the second dose of that steroid shot that I need, and then they'll probably monitor me again after that just to see how I'm doing. They did tell me obviously that like if I feel contractions anytime like tonight or in the morning, or if I'm feeling pain, that obviously I can let them know and then they'll put me back on the monitor, but that I didn't need to be on the monitor like 24/7. So I mean, it's definitely more comfortable for me because those monitors are just uncomfortable, and like the blood pressure cuff was like digging into my arm. Right now, honestly, the thing that hurts the most is my IV. My IV hurts like a mofo. I don't know what it is about how they did my IV, but it hurts a lot. But right now I've been okay. I have a little bit of like pressure like in my lower back, and with Riley I had really bad like back labor with her. Like I felt my entire labor like in my back, but there haven't been as many like painful contractions, which is a good thing. But every once in a while I'll get like a little like sharp pain or like a sharp dull achy pain, so that may just kind of come and go if it gets like worse, or if it's like starting to get to be like a continuous thing, then I'll let them know. But it's been so weird because like the entire time that I've been in here, I've been having to sign consent papers about like what to do if the baby's delivered, and like just basically like all the papers that I would get if I was actually going into labor. I got like the same little depression paper that I got last time when I was giving birth to Riley, like have you thought of harming yourself, like all of those forms that they make you fill out. I had to sign them, and it's just been a lot. It's been a lot for one day, a lot that I did not expect. But I'm really trying to just trust in God's timing right now. Trust that this is happening for a reason, and that he's gonna be okay. Baby boy's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Obviously I have a lot of fears because I want the baby to be strong and healthy and developed, and I know that chances are that he's going to be fine. But the planner in me, or the person that had somewhat of a plan, I'm not like a huge planner, but I definitely wasn't expecting this. It's just hard for me to accept that this is what's going on. Joe just made it back. We went to go pick up all of our things. Did you get everything you needed? I did ask him to bring me chocolate.
Is that what you want?
Yeah. Since they said I could still eat, I'm gonna have some chocolate. I would be very mad at you. This is my candy stash here in the hospital. What's in my hospital bag? That right there is in my hospital bag. All right, so Joe was able to bring me my camera, so now I can actually vlog with my camera instead of my phone. So I apologize if you've been seeing my face on my phone and it's just been a hot mess, but thank you, Joseph, for getting my camera. I didn't take my camera with me to my doctor's appointment today because I didn't think that there would be anything eventful happening. So that's why I didn't have my camera.
Not prepared.
I was not prepared at all. Actually, this morning I was ordering the final things to put in my hospital bag, and here I am. So I think you should definitely try to prep your hospital bags a little earlier. I definitely procrastinated, but I was almost done, which is so frustrating. The last couple things are gonna literally be at my front door like in 2 days. My mom is a sweetheart though, because like we haven't even started washing any of the baby's clothes. Like we haven't done anything. Like we have some stuff, but we hadn't sterilized things or gotten anything ready. Like I really thought that we were gonna have a lot more time. So tonight she is up at her house and she has been washing clothes and just getting things ready. Poor thing, she's probably like freaking out. What else did I ask you to bring? What is that, a charger?
Well, plug your phone.
Oh, yeah, I asked him to bring some chargers. So he plugged my phone in over there, brought me my candy. I asked him to bring like my headphones and stuff since we're gonna be here for another day. Thank you for putting them in the case. Just put them out here in case I want to watch a show or something. And I also had him bring like my laptop and stuff in case I felt like doing anything tomorrow while I'm being stuck in a bed. The one good thing though is like all of the baby's vitals have been great. So they've been telling me that while he's been hooked up to the monitor, like that he looks good, he looks great. And then today at the doctor, when I went in just to get checked, she did tell me that she felt like he was head down, so that's a good thing. Feeling him move, he's definitely moving, but it's crazy to think that he could potentially be here a lot sooner than we thought. just like punched my vagina. My belly is still like all marked from the monitors that they had me hooked up to. Whew. He is moving. I also asked Joe to bring my toothbrush, which is important. So I've got my toothbrush here. I had him pack some of like my makeup in my purse. This is what I'm looking like right now. This beautiful hospital gown. And if you guys want a little tour of my bathroom, this is what the recovery room bathrooms look like. This is like the same bathroom that I had after I had delivered Riley. So it's not very big, not very glamorous, but you're at least able to like take a shower. And they have like a little chair for you. But I would definitely recommend bringing like your own towel or like a loofah or anything that you need to take a shower with. Joe's currently trying to figure out if that is as far out as the little chair goes. He's got to sleep on it. That cannot be as far as it goes. Oh, there you go. Okay, so at least it goes all the way back so he can sleep. I'm glad that at least he can lay down, but he forgot a pillow, he forgot a blanket. I'm gonna ask them and see if they have either of those for him so he can be comfy. Last time, is that what you slept in with Riley? I don't know, I feel like you were not even able to recline all the way with Riley. So yeah, if you're going to be having your partner stay with you in the hospital, you're gonna want to make sure that they bring stuff to keep them comfortable too. So they brought Joe some sheets and a pillow. So he's gonna make his own little bed there. Look, that's got to be a lot more comfortable than what you had before. He was like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. But I'm sure he's really happy with that setup. It's officially about like 10:30 at night right now, so I'm gonna try to get some rest. I'm gonna try to like just put on my headphones, listen to some music, and get some rest. So unless anything crazy happens, I'm not gonna vlog anymore, and I will just catch you guys up on stuff in the morning. Good morning, guys. It's like 8:45. They hooked me back up to the monitor, so they're monitoring me now. Now that it's a morning time. But last night was a pretty good night. I didn't really have any pain last night. No like major contracting that I could feel or anything like that. I didn't really sleep the best because I was getting up every like hour or two to pee because they have me hooked up to like all the fluids. My IV, can you see my IV? So I had to use the bathroom a ton, and then I just like had insomnia. Like once I was awake, it took me a little while to get back to sleep. So slept a little bit, but I'm just gonna be here resting the rest of the day. I already ordered my breakfast, so I called them as soon as I was up so that they could bring me breakfast. But other than that, seems to be like we're doing all right. How did Dada sleep? Slept okay? In your little cot? All right, my breakfast got here. I'm trying to eat this really quick. All right, so my OB actually got here and she checked me. And she said that I am still like 3 centimeters, almost 4 centimeters dilated. And they have me hooked up to the monitors, and I'm actually still having contractions about like every 8 minutes. I felt a really strong one like just a few minutes ago, and then I was having like some leaking out of down there. So they're just gonna check to make sure that it's not that my water had broken, because like with Riley, I had a really hard time figuring out if I had even had my water broken. Like I was leaking for probably like 2 days, not knowing that my water had broken. So I definitely want to make sure that that's not the case this time around. So they're just gonna check, make sure that that didn't happen. But I'm 80% effaced, and I am almost 4 centimeters dilated, and today is what, the 15th, and it's 9:40 in the morning. So if my contractions don't get worse, if my water hasn't broken, the plan is that I'm gonna go home today after that second steroid shot, and then she told me to come back in if I had contractions within 5 minutes of each other. But we're just gonna obviously make sure that things don't progress today, and apparently all of that can change in like 2.5 seconds. I didn't show you guys yesterday, but this is like all of like the stuff that I asked Joe to bring me from home. So at a minimum, this is what I would pack in my hospital bag if I was in a pinch. I have some foundation. This is like the best cheap foundation. I have a foundation brush that is super dirty, and some mascara. This is a palette that I use for my eyebrows, to like do my eyebrows, fill in my eyebrows. And then I have, what else do I have? I have deodorant, dry shampoo, and then these are makeup wipes, and those are regular wipes. So this would be like the bare essentials that I would ask for if I was like in a pinch and needed to get a hospital bag ready. So my mom just got here with Riley so that I could see her because I missed you yesterday. She brought her Frosty the Snowman book. Are you behaving good for Mimi?
Come here. You need to get out of the house.
She looks so cute with those little pigtails. You want to read Mama the story? Yeah? She got in here. She's like, whoa. All these new things. Are you going to be a nice lady? Or are they going to kick you out?
See, I'm a nice lady.
Riley hears music coming out of my remote control. And she wants to like figure out what that is. Say hello.
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 What do you want?
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you. You want to listen to more music?
Yeah.
Yeah, look. She's fascinated. Oh, hello. You like that? Riley's trying to hide in like the little wardrobe that they have in there. How do you say hi, Mama? Stole one of my little wheat crackers. How do you say cracker? Mmm. Are they yummy? How do you say hi to your friends? Showing your friends your cracker? How do you give them a little kiss? That's nice. Riley is sitting here like a good girl, eating her snack. Eating her strawberries that Mimi made her. She loves strawberries. I'm watching YouTube. How are your strawberries? Yum yum. Alright, so it's a little later now. Riley went home. My mom took her back to the house. It's like 2 o'clock. I'm waiting for my lunch to get here. But we're just hanging out, waiting till the 5:30 mark so that we can have that shot. And by we, I mean me. Like Joe is not getting the shot, but myself is getting the shot on my butt cheek. So I'm waiting for that. But I am super happy that I got to see Riley because I missed her so much yesterday. And then since I'm not gonna get home till probably late tonight, I wouldn't have seen her if she hadn't come in today. So I'm glad that she got to hang out, and it just made me feel so happy just seeing her, my other baby. I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna be even when I do end up going into labor. Like, I'm gonna want her with me because like she's my baby. She's my first baby. I'm gonna want her here, and it's just gonna be a mission, like, to coordinate all of that with my mom taking care of her and just making sure that she's content. But yeah, other than that, they did check to see if my water had broken. They did like a little test where they take like almost like a Q-tip, like a cotton swab, and they kind of put it in your vagina and they just like swirl it around, and then they test that, and it came back negative. So my water up until this point has not broken. Cross my fingers that it stays that way for a while. But I am 80% effaced. I'm pretty sure I already told you guys that. And I'm stressing big time now because even if I make it home today, which hopefully I will, I'm gonna try to take it easy, and I'm gonna try to make sure that I can time my contractions. I've been downloading a couple apps on my phone, like contraction timers, to make sure that I can like keep track of my contractions. There was one just called Contractions. There's another one called like Contractions Timer. I don't know. I'm gonna test a couple of them to see which one I like. But the last thing that I want is to be home and then all of a sudden like start getting really bad contractions and then like not make it to the hospital in time to like get my epidural. And I don't know, I have like visions of like giving birth in a closet like Jade from The Bachelor, whatever. I don't know if she's Bachelor or Bachelorette, but she just had her baby in a closet, or like having my baby in the car. Like, that's just the anxiety that I have, like thinking about that. So obviously I want to be sure to make it back here in time. And then on top of that, not sure if I mentioned this already, but on Tuesday Joe is going house hunting in Virginia, and like we discussed it today, like there's a very good chance that if for some reason in the next week or so I go into labor, if it's a fast labor, there's a chance that he may miss the birth of our child. And I told him, like, I just want to be prepared for that reality in my brain because I don't want to be like caught off guard by it. But he doesn't get back until like next Monday, like a week and a half from now. I don't know. In order for him to be here when the baby is born, I will have to make it to just about 37 weeks, which would be great. I would love to make it to 37 weeks. But if for any reason I go into labor sooner, he's gonna get a phone call and he's gonna be in Virginia, and I'm gonna be like, get your ass over here. But by the time that he makes it over here, I may or may not already have had the baby. I know that that's something that I may have to deal with on top of everything else, but I'm trying not to stress about it too much because, again, the timing is not really something that I can control. It's in God's hands, and if for some reason that happens, I will be recording the whole thing. I will be documenting it so that you guys can see it, so that he can see it. But it will be definitely a little bit more stressful because then I don't know if my mom will be able to be in here, if she's watching Riley, and just a lot of logistical craziness that I have to figure out. But either way, my #1 priority is going to be to make sure that this baby is okay, that I'm okay, and if at the end of the day baby's okay and I'm okay, then everything else will be fine. Whether Joe is here, whether he is not here, obviously I know that my husband loves me and would want to be here, so we'll figure it out. We'll be fine. But that's my life right now. So lunch just got here and Joseph just stole my ginger ale. So this is what lunch looks like. Does not look super delicious, but whatever, I'm hungry and I will eat it. And then Joe did bring me like a little coffee cake thing, so I'll have that later. They do have me hooked back up onto the monitor, so you can see that little thing there is printing my contractions, and like the little triangles, like the little peak, those are all the contractions. I think sometimes they were calling them like periods of irritability or I don't know, something like that. All right, so I'm sitting here with my laptop. I just finished pre-registering for the hospital. Not really sure what the practice is at every hospital, but you might want to check with the hospital that you're going to deliver at and make sure that they don't require you to pre-register anything. I just had to go online and like fill out a form that asked me for like my due date and like my doctor's information, insurance information, because everybody just cares about the insurance stuff. So I had to fill out that whole form. It wasn't too long, but the whole point of the form is, I guess, so that like you don't walk into the hospital the day that you're actually going into labor and like they can't really do much for you yet because you're not in the system, and then, you know, by the time that they get you processed and everything, like it's too late for you to get your epidural if you want an epidural. Like it just delays the process if you haven't pre-registered, at least at my hospital. So again, I would just double check with your OB or the hospital that you're going to be delivering at to make sure that that's not something that they require you to do, because the last thing I need to do is to be showing up here about to like have a child come out of my vagina and I have to like sit and wait and sign forms and they want insurance information and I just need this baby out. All right, so we made it to 5:30. I got the second shot just now. Hurt like a mofo. It still burns on my left butt cheek, but they're hooking me up one last time. They're gonna hook me up, monitor me once more before sending me home, and then after that it's just a waiting game. After that I'm just gonna have to be monitoring my contractions and stuff. But yeah, my butt over here in that area does not feel very good. I have to drive home, so I think I should be fine, but I will be a lot more comfortable like once I get home and I can just relax. So you guys can see all the stuff I'm hooked up to. Oh, he's moving all over the place. See like the monitors move when he moves. So I guess there's one that's monitoring contractions and then there's another one that's monitoring his heartbeat. All right, so I am dressed and we are going home with that belly. I'm just waiting for our discharge papers and then they're sending me on our way. This is the bed I've been in all these days with like, they put you like with like wee-wee pads, like almost like doggy wee-wee pads. And then my hospital gown and just all of this nice stuff here. By the way, this is exactly the cardigan that I'm going to be bringing when I do actually go into labor. This is the Target like Stars Above sweater that's like the Barefoot Dreams dupe. It is the most comfortable thing I own. Like I absolutely love this. I live in it. So I'm going to have this and just some leggings, some t-shirts, nothing fancy, just something to get dressed into so I can walk around and just be comfortable.